welcome to our drivers' press conference ahead of the FIA Formula One Dutch Grand Prix. Now, in this first group, Lance Stroll can't make it for medical reasons, so we have just the four drivers: Max Verstappen closest to me, George Russell, Fernando Alonso and Daniel Ricciardo. So guys, welcome back. Max, if we could start with you, please. First of all, how was the summer break for you?
Yeah, it was good. Just enjoyed time with the family, and yeah, just pretty relaxed. Slept a lot, which I think was also important. So yeah, it was very good.
And were you able to switch off from Formula One?
Yeah, I mean, of course, the summer break is a bit different to like the winter break, but enough. Yeah.
And what a place to get back in the car. And let's talk about objectives. It's been an amazing first half of the year for you. What are the goals, both for this weekend and for the remainder of the season?
Try to keep on doing the same thing. That would be nice. But of course, after a break, you never know how you get back into things. Also at the track, and also the weather. What is forecasted, I think, is always a bit more tricky. But yeah, we'll see. We have a quick car, but it's again about all putting everything together. To have a really strong weekend.
And how much does the team's unbeaten run this year play on your mind and on the minds of everyone in the team?
I mean, honestly, I don't think we really think about it too much, because we just want to, look ahead and try to always bring the best possible car to the track. I think everyone is always trying to prepare in that way, and of course, we want to win here. That's there's no secret about that.
How magical would that be? You've won from pole for the last 2 years here at Zandvoort. To do it again?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorite places to be, and to win, of course, is always very special here. So for sure, that's the target for the weekend.
All right, Max, well done. Thank you. George, coming to you now. We saw on Instagram that you tried a lot of water sports during the break. How many did you master?
None. No, it was good to sort of branch out and do some of these things. I think historically, I never really wanted to do any of additional sports, especially in the season, in case of injury. But I felt like I wanted to try something new and keeping my senses alive. Trying the foiling and a few injuries along the way, but it's fully recovered now and looking forward to the weekend.
A few injuries along the way?
Yeah, I mean, when you fall off a foil board and you land on the
ego
yeah,
is hurt.
It's, there's a lot of videos I didn't post of falling off big time. So I really enjoyed it, to be honest. I think for a lot of us, when you're so focused throughout the year, just to have 2 full weeks doing nothing, you get a bit bored after a bit of time. So to have a bit of an activity, it was quite fulfilling to sort of make some progress and not fall off by the last days.
Is it true that you bumped into Daniel at some point in the break?
So fortunate. No, it was good. It was good. We both knew we were going to the same place. Bumped into Logan as well. So yeah, it was.
Was that at the salad bar?
But yeah. Daniel was very well behaved. I was pretty impressed. So I think Daniel had done his partying for 6 months prior. So no, it was a good week.
Now, let's look at the rest of the season, George. 10 races to go. What are your goals? You finished second here at Zandvoort last year from P6 on the grid. Do you expect the car to be as competitive this year?
I see no reason why not. I think it's these type of circuits are high downforce circuits. We tend to go well. Budapest, we were fast. Here, it was probably one of our most competitive circuits, along with, obviously, Brazil. But we don't know what the weekend's going to bring. The weather, again, looks very up and down. But I think it doesn't matter the conditions. I feel that we can have a strong weekend.
All right, George, thank you. Good luck with that. Fernando, coming to you. How was the break? Did you bump into these guys as well?
No one. I was in Spain, but it was in my hometown, not Ibiza, not Mallorca, not these places. So yeah, a little bit of family, relaxing, and getting ready for the second half.
How easy do you find it to relax mid-season?
Quite easy. Yeah, why not? Yeah, we all need a little bit of time off. More than us probably is the team, the mechanics. Everyone needed that break, especially after July with 4 races. And yeah, I think it's going to be quite demanding now with some back-to-back races, always flying around, and the last two obviously Vegas and Abu Dhabi quite far away. So yeah, batteries are fully charged.
And I guess that time at home gave you a chance to reflect on the first half of this year. You scored points in every race. Just sum up those opening 12 races for us.
Let's say it was unexpected in a way, how competitive the team was. From the first race, we found ourselves in a very strong position, so we maximized every opportunity in the first few races, and then in the last few events we were maybe not as competitive as the first part of the year, but we still score points, as you said, in every single weekend. And now in the second part of the year, I think we want to go back to a more competitive position. I think everything is so tight now behind Red Bull with Mercedes, Ferrari, Aston Martin, McLaren. So we want to be in that fight until Abu Dhabi, and that's the aim.
But Fernando, how do you recapture that early season form?
I don't know. I think this is Formula One, and these things are changing so quickly. So I think it was a surprise for us. The car was fast, but I think the team was outstanding over the winter, understanding what the problems were last year, and yeah, I think reliability, everything, strategy. We did things really good in most of the races to get those results. You know, it's not only the pace of the car. You need to master everything in the weekend from free practice 1 until Sunday, and then yeah.
The improvements on the car this weekend. What are you hoping from them?
To get a clear direction, not only for this year but also for next year in terms of direction on the car. I think in Canada we brought some new parts as well in Silverstone, and now these new aerodynamic parts that we bring here hopefully are performing as we expect.
Back on the podium?
I hope so.
All right, look, good luck with that. Thank you. And Daniel, coming to you now. Now, at Spa, you said that you were going to spend the summer break working on your fitness. What kind of shape are you in now?
You tell me.
You're looking great, I have to say. But were you working on power? Were you working on endurance? What do you get up to?
No,
Endurance in FIFA.
Stop it. Well, I think in a way, George said it. You know, I think I had so much off time this year relative to running a full schedule. So I'd kind of had my break and my time off, and so yeah, I didn't need the summer break. Obviously, I know everyone else did, and I understand that. But yeah, I'd had mine, so it was really just a good chance for me to catch up a little bit while the others were switching off, and I still definitely had a good time and yeah, switched off from racing, but I was...
What are your goals?
To be fast. Yeah.
Well, how do you reflect on the 2 races so far that you've done for AlphaTauri?
I think it was really... Well, firstly, I'm definitely thankful to get the 2 races before the break. I think a more conventional way was to put me in for the second half of the season, and... But, having those 2 races and then the break to reflect on it, but also then work, on some things now coming into the weekend, I think that was really beneficial. So I think when the team told me it was going to happen very soon, part of me was like, oh, maybe we should wait for the break. But I'm, personally very happy that they kind of threw me in a little bit the deep end, and I think it prepared me a lot better for the second half of the season. I think Budapest I honestly couldn't have asked for much more on that weekend. I was really happy with my performance and how I got into it. And then Spa, I think let's say the little bit of a mistake in qualifying on the Friday then affected the Sunday. But I think the approach was right. And yeah, I just obviously paid the price for let's say trying a little bit too hard, probably. But then Saturday kind of cleaned up a few things. Obviously, it was its own day, but I was happy with the quality in the race. So overall, it's been good. Just I'll keep working on it. But yeah, I feel like I've hit the ground running and feel content.
Great, thanks, guys. Let's open this to the floor now. Please remember to give your name and publication. First one, please.
David Croft, Sky Sports F1. Welcome back, everybody. Surprisingly, a question for Max, as we're here at Zandvoort. As you go for 9 wins in a row this weekend, you still say that it's not a formality and that there's plenty of competition out there, but your boss, Christian Horner, says that it's a little less stressful on him than it was, say, 2021 this season, and he rather prefers the fact that Red Bull are dominating, unsurprisingly too. What do you think, though, as a racing driver? When Mercedes were dominating, Lewis was very much saying that I want competition, I want someone to go wheel to wheel with me. Is that where your head's at? You'd rather win by having competition on the track, or are you rather happier to have a nice straightforward Sunday afternoon?
No, I mean, I would rather, of course, have a very straightforward race all the time, but that only happens maybe once or twice, in your career, in a year. Like that, you have a season like that. But again, we also racing drivers ones that, the teams are a lot closer and you are racing, then for me, that's also fine. But of course, it's always a bit more relaxing to win it more comfortably.